Hey guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin, and today we are leaving the attic of the Fairfield Infirmary and heading down to the third floor. So we're actually going to start down this hallway because I already turned on the lights down here. So as you can see, this is wheelchair accessible. Gonna walk around here. Now the great thing about this place is kind of like a Kirkbride Asylum, there's lots of natural light. Interestingly enough, this technically was built before the ridges and I think most Kirkbrides, but they still left plenty of room for natural light. So as you can see right now, we are a little bit over the road behind the place. Again, even in the bathroom, we have natural light. Really nice ornate mirrors. Obviously the toilets. Then we have an old shower in here. Now, even the bathrooms have these wonderful molded ceilings, which are great. So, if we walk back out here, there is a wheelchair in the hallway here. Of course, here are some stairs. This would probably lead back up to right next to where the dungeon was in the attic. And then if you actually come in this room, I think it's kind of weird. This is a whole room, and then there's just the stairs. Kind of like, not to backtrack myself, but kind of like how it's very weird that there is a whole room here, and then the bathroom behind it. This building was added to over the years, and I'm not sure what parts were added when. So that could explain some of the weirdness. Oh, we got a little toy car on the floor in here. Now, as you can tell, some of the floors are in better condition than others, or some of the rooms on the floors. This is actually one of my favorite rooms, although it's very bland. The ceiling in here is almost perfect. I really hope these details are showing up on the video camera well. Now, this room actually has a two-way mirror, and I don't think my camera can see through. I can kind of see through it a bit on my own, but they're doing work in the room next door, so it's all torn up. And as you can see, it is all closed off and locked. Then this room over here was also locked. We do have the fire escape, and you can kind of look outside again. Now the nice thing is the owner did fix up all the lights in here, which for some reason lights just make me feel safer. Now it's hard to see on camera, even my DSLR couldn't pick it up, but a lot of these rooms have a really nice red tone to them. So we do have this room, which is very dark, has no windows. Again, thankfully the lights. As you can see, we do have a fireplace in here. Looks like we have some connections over there. But you actually can't keep the lights on long in this room because the fan starts to shake. So we will be leaving that room. Now, the owner said in all there's about 88 rooms in this place. It did operate as a poorhouse from the date it opened until 1986. Then it closed down a bit for renovations and it reopened as the Fairfield County Infirmary. So people did live here and they did die here. There's actually a story where a woman was doing something that involved fire, and she caught herself on fire, and it was absolutely too late to put her out. They did try to get her to the hospital and stuff, but after a few days she died from her injuries. There's also another story that actually takes place out back behind the infirmary, where one of the people who was staying here, who was apparently a criminal, was out working and suddenly had a crazed feeling and beat their superintendent to death. So that is something interesting. Now, if you look across the road, you can actually see Ohio University in Lancaster. That land actually used to belong to the infirmary. It was all farmland. They actually offered to let Ohio University buy this building, and Ohio University declined, which is kind of weird since they bought the ridges. And this building was still in decent shape back then, most likely. So here we have a bathroom. Now they actually have nice clawfoot tubs in some of these. He did say that they were trying to refurnish, so it's hard to tell what's original and what's new. And then we have this room with a little warning that a microwave is in use. And you can actually take a look at the outside of the building from here, which is pretty neat. But I think one of the coolest things is there's these records here from the Fairfield County schools. So a lot of these are blank, but if we look in them, we have Greg Young. He entered school in 1971. He lived on Thornville Road. If we go back some more, we have Linda Ann Holman, who entered school in 1966. And it's literally their grade cards and stuff. And it's kind of weird to wonder how these ended up in the infirmary. So now we're entering the main hallway again. Let me see if I can figure out which one of these turns on the lights. There we go. Now, here on the third floor and also the second floor, it is rumored that there is a ghost of a man who is seen most often on these floors. They call him Willie. Now, the reason behind that is actually kind of simplistic, but also interesting. So back behind the infirmary, which I'm actually not sure where it's located, and I'll have to ask the owners. But back here, somewhere, there is a cemetery. And most of the cemetery is unmarked. But one of the few marked graves is actually marked to a Willie. So that's why they call the ghost Willie. Now, an interesting thing to note about the cemetery, which I have no idea if this is factual or not, because it is hard to find information on the cemetery, is apparently a few years ago they had people come out and do I want to say it was sonar to see where the gravesites were. And again, this is according to legend. There were 1,200 graves, but for some reason they were dug vertically, which is very, very odd. So now this room over here is actually the jail cell. If I remember correctly, he said this would be the women's wings, and down there would be the men's wing. And there used to be one down there too, but it is actually in one of the rooms that is locked off, and it no longer has this metal door on it. So if you walk in here, we have this table with a little dirt pile for some reason. And we can actually look out back here, which is nice because I actually did want to point this out. There are these two old school buses out back, which is really neat. Yeah, I mean, this whole area is just so neat. But yes, this is the jail cell. Now, there's actually also a dumbwaiter system in here. So, But as you can tell, the dumbwaiter is not on this floor, sadly. So hopefully we'll find that on a different floor. I did not notice it on the other floors, but hopefully we can find that. So anyway, this is the 3rd floor of the infirmary. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Again, next week we'll be going to the 2nd story, and then down to the 1st story the week after. So anyway, thank you guys for watching.